Titans have now beaten an absolute gauntlet of teams. Actually, their worst loss in the last five, or their worst win in the last 5 games may very well be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, no, that's going to mess their strength of schedule up.
But they have now beaten the Chiefs. They've beaten the Rams. Obviously, they've beaten Buffalo. They've beaten the Colts twice.
Mm-hmm. And the Colts are not a bad team.
No, absolutely not. And so they've stacked up some really impressive wins.
They went to Seattle and won.
They went to Seattle and won.
With Russ playing.
So, yeah, their last 4 games, a win against Buffalo, a win against Kansas City, 27-3, win in Indianapolis, and a win in Los Angeles. Very, very impressive. Are they – they obviously have to be a Super Bowl contender now.
Yeah, as much as I make fun of the Rams, that's a really tough defense to go up against. And, they clearly still don't really know what they want to be you and I would have played a more wide open style of offense tonight. The Titans clearly tried to play still a confined offense, plug and play at the running back position, and do the Kirk Cousins stuff with Ryan Tannehill. And obviously that did not. The Titans weren't great on offense tonight. Mm-hmm. They weren't efficient. They turned the ball over a little bit with Tannehill. They dropped the ball with A.J. Brown, but they were opportunistic. And I'll say that the biggest thing I've been wrong on a lot of things before, but the biggest thing we were all wrong on this offseason was we thought the Titans defense would be this just bus fire. Mm-hmm. No Adoree Jackson, no Malcolm Butler, a lot of guys leaving.
Yeah.
Bud Dupree comes in.
And they were injured.
Yeah, and they have a maturation at the defensive line with Jeffrey Simmons and Harold Landry that has been plus. That's been a good thing for them. They've had maturation on the defensive line. The Vrabel and company are clearly coaching them up well. And in the secondary, they're being opportunistic. Is that going to carry forever? Probably not. But you look at the AFC teams they're competing with, Buffalo's not being consistent offensively. Last week, they were terrible against Dolphins. The Chiefs are nowhere close to being consistent offensively.
Right.
The Raiders scored 16 today in New York. Do they have to be great on defense to win the AFC? I don't think so. It's not. Even the Chargers were in a grind today with the Eagles. So can the Titans win the Super Bowl? Yeah, I think so, and I think that they can very easily. There's a very easy case to be made for them.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this: they're the best team in the AFC. You look at the Buffalo Bills, who I think we would have said, let's still give it to the Bills. The Bills have played one of the easiest schedules in the NFL to date, the 3rd easiest schedule in the NFL going into this week. They then lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can't have that loss and be the best team in a conference. That cannot happen. And the Tennessee Titans kicked the teeth in through the Kansas City Chiefs. I look now at the AFC, and I go, okay, I think the Titans are the best team. And to your point, their defense was the reason that they won this game today. They put Matthew Stafford in a complete blender. This was my favorite stat of the entire first half, where they completely dominated. Matthew Stafford actually held onto the ball longer in the first half of that game than he had in any game so far this season. Yeah, the defensive line won a few times really impressively, but the coverage was
that's what we talk about
very,
all the time.
Very impressive. And that was something that we were not expecting, obviously. And I'll say this about the Titans offense. If A.J. Brown catches a couple of 3rd down passes, that probably looks a little bit more impressive.
It's 3-0 after one quarter because they couldn't move the ball because they were making mistakes.
And here's the other thing. They had to play Bobby Hart at left tackle, which probably cost them 100 yards over the course of the game, okay? The guy was trying his best out there, we think. But, you can't have a functioning offense with that there.